Hey, good morning. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about why I named my company Genetough. And yeah, there's a little play on words there. No, I didn't need to call it that to stroke my ego to tell everybody how tough I was. That wasn't the purpose of it. But what I did want to do was to help people understand that I think a lot of people think that poor genetics are the main reason that they can't get the things they want out of life, whether it's health, wealth, whatever it might be. And that my whole purpose for doing this is that to help people understand that I'm not saying genetics are not important. I'm just saying they're not as important as most people think they are. I contend that we've all heard the stories about, well, all the men in my family die in their 50s, die of a heart attack or whatever it might be. And while that might be true or has been true in the past, I contend that yes, genetics can have a little bit of a part in that, but I contend that a bigger part of that is that because they have the same things in the refrigerator, they have the same habits, they have the same football team, they have the same chips that they like, they have the same beer that they like. And I'm not judging or saying there's anything bad about that, but I think we need to realize that there's kind of more to the story. So there's a concept called epigenetics, right? And epi, the term, the prefix epi, E-P-I, just simply means above, right? And so there's something above, over and above genetics that actually determines the outcomes that we have. So if you look at genes in particular, the way that they work is that it's almost like a little light switch, or if anybody's ever opened up a garage door opener and you look in there, there's like a series of 10 little switches that go up and down, and some of them are up, some of them are down, depending on the code to your garage door, and that's how it works. So if the switches are flipped in the right direction, then that garage door opens. And our genetics work the same way. If those genes are turned on, then those genes express themselves, and there can be things happen like heart attacks. So there's some gene sequences that are more related to those types of things. So if you have the 9p21 gene and the ApoE gene, and you have these other genes that are related to heart attacks, and you have the lifestyle that turns those switches on, then yes, you are more likely to suffer from those diseases, whether it's heart attack, stroke, whatever it might be. And so my purpose for naming the company Genetough was to help people understand that we can actually make our genes tougher, or make them function in such a way that you actually don't turn those on. Okay, and so the way that we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot as we get older, in particular, is we stop challenging ourselves. We stop doing the things that we used to love. We start to lose muscle. There's a concept called sarcopenia, which is people have been led to believe that is a normal part of aging, that you have to lose muscle. And I'm here to tell you, I've coached hundreds of people, older guys and women, that have grown muscle in their 70s and 80s. That concept is not true. Now, if you don't do anything about it, then yes, that absolutely happens. But there are things that you can do about that to not only maintain the muscle, but to grow the muscle. And so, they stop recovering because they're not sleeping well. They start making excuses, and man, I'm telling you, they go downhill really fast. So this whole idea of epigenetics, what are the things that we can do so we can keep those bad genes from expressing themselves? Well, it's the same things that we need to do intuitively that we know, but we tend to take for granted, or we tend to think, well, it's not that big a deal, right? That the things like nutrition and training and the proper amount of sleep and the right quality of sleep, hydration levels, mindset, positive attitudes, that sort of thing, communities, belonging to communities of like-minded people that aren't giving up, that aren't buying into the old bullshit narratives about that, well, I'm getting old, I just have to decline, right? All of those things are hugely important. The environment we live in, not just to mention the the larger environment, the part of the country that we live in, and whether we live at, rurally or in the city, that environment, but also just the people and the things we surround ourselves with. Though all of those things, if we don't pay attention to them, can absolutely negatively affect us in ways that make those genes, those bad genes, if you will, start to express themselves. And so that's all I'm trying to help you understand by the Genetough method. The method that I've developed is a method that helps you track and helps you understand the importance of all these little things. They're all a bunch of little things, but if they're done on a daily basis, consistently, over time, with intention, with the right mindset, with the right community, if you do these little things, it absolutely can change your life completely. And so I want you to understand that you don't need to be a victim of poor genetics. Yes, good genetics can help in certain areas of your life and can make it easier or make it not so likely that these genes will express themselves, but they're far and away not the death sentence that most people think they are. So I'm going to be doing a series, a free training on July 15th, 16th, 17th. There's a link below if you want to learn more about this and how you can take some of these things and actually start to make a move forward so you can stop these genes from expressing themselves. Go ahead and sign up, reach out. If I can help you in any way, send me a message. I'm here for you. But I want you to understand that quote unquote poor genetics, even though you might have them, do not need to be a death sentence if you take action, but you got to take action. So thanks for being here today. Like I say, if you have any comments, questions, whatever, want to sign up for the free course, click the link below and we'll take care of you. Have a good day.